Hey, y'all gotta tell me she can't. It will not let her ask you. I literally don't know how to make it work. Like, how do I make that work? How do I do that? Let's see. Oh wait, do I have to? I think I have to confirm my check. Okay, okay. I don't know why it won't let me do it. It's telling me that I have to confirm something. But yes, this is that video. It was so damn hot outside, like unbearably hot. Like during times where we would have like a little break in between, like whatever, because the chair, y'all remember they had the chair in the middle, and the chair would like spin, 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 go crazy. Well, the chair started tripping. Like the chair started to trip, so they would need to like fix it like every so often. And when I tell y'all that it was on the side, we had like a big ass cooler of water and Gatorade. It was so damn hot. They were bringing us out like towels and bags of ice to just like cool ourselves off. It was hot as hell. Like it literally was so damn hot. Love you, Leo. And so I said all that to say, I obviously had seen Transformers, but when you're in there, I was saying this all the time. Like the house is a mind warp. I remember somebody asked me what my wedding song was, and I was like, "Oh shit, I can't remember." Like you literally can't remember anything, right? At least I. Brittany said you have to turn on co-host. How do? Oh shit! You scared the hell out of me. Yeah, I was. I'm on live right now. You scared the shit out of me. I didn't know you were sitting right there. I don't know how to turn it on, guys. Okay. Or you could just request to join hers. Why does it not letting me do? Can you guys send me instructions on how to do this? Confirm. It says I have to confirm my age, but it's not letting me confirm anything. Like I don't know what. But yes, so it was hot outside. It was hot as hell outside. And so Josh Duhamel is there, and like obviously I'd seen Transformers, but I was like, what else has Josh Duhamel played in? And I know he was married to Fergie. Why was I watching yesterday Shotgun Wedding on Amazon Prime? Have y'all seen that? Don't always have to go there. Have y'all seen that Shotgun Wedding on Amazon Prime? But anyways, one of the main co-stars is J-Lo and Josh Duhamel. So I'm watching the damn. He was on Vegas. See, I haven't seen Vegas, so I'm watching the damn movie yesterday, and I'm like, why do I know this? Y'all ever have those moments where you're like, I know this person? I'm like, where do I know this man from? And first of all, why would I know this man? But I'm like, where do I know this man from? Girl, it was damn Josh Duhamel from damn Buddy Games, BB25, all of the other shit. And I'm like, shout out to Josh Duhamel. And it just reminded me, when I saw him, I just burst out laughing, because I remember being in a storage room with Mama Fee and Matt. I was in the storage room with Mama Fee and Matt, and that big ass Josh Duhamel cutout fell on my head. Girl, when I saw that clip, when I got out, I laughed so damn hard. Like, first of all, who allowed this to happen? Like, why was this not stationed more sturdy? Like, why would this shit just knock me upside my head like this? Like, that's crazy. Girl, yes, Josh Duhamel fell right on my head. Clocked the shit out of me. Like, clocked the shit out of me in my head. See, we're moving along with the hairs. See, this natural, straightened. Natural, straightened. This is the best flat iron to do if you are trying to straighten your hair, especially if you're a natural girly, you don't get your hair perm process. Best flat iron, because as you can see, it literally just, oh, well, that got a little crinkle in it, but you know, this is how fave competition for me is gonna have to be pressure cooker, hands down. My favorite competition. While we were in sequester, they gave us like a list of the movie is called Shotgun Wedding. It's on Amazon Prime. Before we went into the house, they had given us like a little questionnaire, I guess. asking us a few different things. And one of the questions that they asked was, what was our favorite, like all-time favorite competition? And I said pressure cooker. I know America said pressure cooker. I think Corey said pressure cooker. And maybe Izzy said pressure cooker, if I'm not mistaken. Pressure cooker. And in my mind, honestly, I was like, they have not brought this back for, what, 15... How many seasons? Like, almost 20 seasons. What was the last time we saw the pressure cooker? Was in season 6, if I'm not mistaken. The straightener is called... Wait, the pressure cooker was in season 19? I don't know if that's right, Paxton. The flat iron is the Nano Titanium by Babyliss Pro. This is what it looks like. This is the name of it. Oh, 19 years ago. Yes. I was like, season 19. I don't know if that's right. But yeah, like however many years ago. And so in my mind, I'm like, it's season 25. It's like a landmark season. This is going to be the season that they bring it back. I wasn't expecting it to be so early in the season. Because it was like, what, week 3? What week did we do? Cam won that one. Was it week 3? Week 3 going into week 4, because this was right after Heisem got evicted, because Heisem didn't play in the pressure cooker, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I think it was like going into week. This was for the HOH for week 4, like leaving out of week 3, going into week 4. And so yeah, I got my whole entire life when I saw that we were doing the pressure cooker. I remember being so geeked. Like Kaiser came up on the screen. Julie had just finished talking to us. Kaiser comes up on the screen and I'm like, oh my God, it's the pressure cooker. And I'm like squeezing Izzy by the arm. Izzy's like, oh my God. And I think it was Jag in the background, like, what's the pressure cooker? I'm like, oh my God. Like, I was so geeked. But it wasn't just like the pressure cooker. It was the revenge of the pressure cooker. And y'all know all season I complained about being cold. Like, it was cold as hell in that house at all times. Them putting us in a cold pressure cooker, when I tell you the air blasts were like 35, 40 degrees. If I would not have had that jacket, no. I would have been out for the count. You told a few stories about Youngstown, Ohio. I think I may have told a story about Canton, Ohio, which is where the NFL Football Hall of Fame is. And when I was in undergrad, I was the editor-in-chief of my collegiate newspaper, and Michael Strahan was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And I got the chance to travel to Canton with that team of people from Texas Southern. He also went to TSU, which is my alma mater, and we got to travel to Canton, Ohio, and I got to interview Michael Strahan and go to the parade and go to all of the fun stuff. So I've never been to Youngstown, but I have been to Canton. That's the only place in Ohio that I've ever been to. BB needs to let a superfan win a season. Hello? When's the last time a superfan has won a season? Do we know? Also, not all being a superfan is not like a one-size-fits-all, like... being a super fan is not like a one-size-fits-all experience. So, I don't know. Ian, I think, Nicole, yeah, that sounds about right. Like, being a super fan isn't a one-size-fits-all. Oh my God, I just sprayed all of this right directly on my face. It's not like a one-size-fits-all kind of experience. Like, obviously, I grew up watching the show with my mom, with my family, my aunts. Like, one of my cousins, I used to say this in the house. I used to say, I know one of my cousins is watching the live feeds because she was like a live feeder in the chat, Big Brother Twitter. Like, she was that girl. Like, she was one of those girls. And I was a fan. Like, I'm a super fan. I'm a fan of the show, but I wasn't really a like live feeder. I was never really like, I used to have to go to work, and I come home from work, I'm tired of, like, hi, cousin. So I could never really, but girl, I used to always say, like, listen, I know one of my cousins is like watching this shit and cannot believe that I am on here right now, because she's probably losing her damn mind. Like, losing her damn mind. And then when she told me that she like made a fake Twitter account to argue with people on Twitter, girl, I died laughing. And so does my husband. Like, my husband does not have social media, but he definitely made a fake Twitter account to argue with people on Twitter. on my behalf during the season. Like, what? Was my husband on Twitter talking shit? Absolutely. Absolutely. Did my mama make a fake Twitter account? Absolutely. So if you were arguing with somebody on Twitter about me a couple months ago, it was probably my mom, and I hope she turned up on y'all ass. Or it's probably my husband, and I hope he turned up. Because and I hope they did. Because what? No, it's just crazy. It's crazy. Like, just picture seeing your cousin or your sister or somebody on you. All right, girl, like, why are you going crazy? Just imagine seeing something like that. I love, somebody asked thoughts on reindeer games. I love reindeer games. I thought it was great. Like, it was super entertaining, super fun. I think it was also super nostalgic to see, like, you know, some of our favorite players of the past, like Brittany and Danielle, etc., have the opportunity to play again, but not in a full, like, Big Brother experience. Like, Big Brother is a hard game to win. Let me just say that, if I haven't said it already. Like, it is a super hard game to win. And I think sometimes we see people play and we're like, oh, we want them to have a chance to, like, play again. And I want, but I'm also like, I think what you have to understand is that, like, one thing you can't account for is, like, dynamics. You can't account for who comes in the house, who wants to align with who, why people decide they want to target people. Like, all of that you can't account for. And sometimes, based on things outside of your control, like, it's harder. It could be harder for you to win the second time around because you had already had an opportunity to play, right? Like, we see that a lot on the challenge. Like, when you're a veteran, or even in some cases when you're, like, a rookie, it's hard to, like, make it to midway through or halfway through the game. If you're a veteran and you're on a season with a whole bunch of rookies or maybe a couple veterans, like, the likelihood of you making it out unscathed is, like, very, very slim, right? And so I think that sometimes when we have these, you know, like, it's you know, a little better the second time around, but it's also, like, harder, I think, to get further in the game. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that makes the most sense in my head. I think it's, like, a little harder. New Year's plans, I'm not 100% sure yet what we're doing for New Year's, but we'll be doing something. I'll be looking cute for sure. Did you watch season 39? Is that the current season? Is season 39 the current season of the challenge? It's hard for me to keep up with, like, season numbers. Somebody asked, were you as quiet then showed on the show? I absolutely was not. Absolutely no, I was not. I have listened to Pink Friday too. And is season 39 the current season of the challenge? Can somebody tell me? Because I have no idea what the numbers are. I just kind of remember seasons based on who played in that season. It's hard for me to know. Season 39 is the current season. Yes, I am watching the current season. I actually watched last night, and Raven won, which was like, I was like, okay, Raven, go ahead, girl. You better get secure that win. Raven won that, so that was cute. I like that. But when I say I grew up watching these shows, like, since I was a kid. Like, literally since I was a child watching, like, The Challenge, Big Brother, all, like, girl, yes. So I am absolutely watching. And I love Big T and Melissa. I love their dynamic of, like, their friendship, especially in games like this, because now that I've had a little bit experience, and look how silky my hair looks. Just look how silky. I need to get my ends clipped, like, badly, but look how silky my hair looks. And you guys are watching me flat iron, and I'm not doing anything crazy to it at all. Oh, thanks so much, Michelle. Sorry, it's a lot of questions coming in, and I'll be losing my train of thought if y'all haven't gathered that about the lives that I've done. I'll be a little ADHD because I like to talk. Like, I talk too much. Was my husband a Big Brother or reality TV show in general watcher? Yes and no. So my husband the first time he really got into watching a full season of Big Brother with me in the 6 years that we've been together was last season. Season 24 was the first season that I actually got him to watch from like beginning to end, like watch multiple episodes a week. Now, did he watch all 3 episodes a week? No, but he would watch multiple episodes a week with me and really got into season 24. He watched a little bit of 23 with me, but not all of it. But prior to that, he had not seen / did not know anything about Big Brother before watching it with me. And it was after we watched season 24 together that obviously we watched Taylor's win, and it was such like, oh my God, Hercules moment, right? And shortly after finale, I remember him looking at me like, babe, you should apply. Was Rachel on my casting interview? You mean with like production? She was not. Love Rachel though. She was not on my casting interview though. I don't know who she was on. We didn't talk about who was in whose, but Rachel was not on mine though. I don't know who she was on or if she was on anybody's. If you mean Rachel as in Rachel Riley, then no. What was I saying, y'all? I don't know why I'm squinting my eyes like this, like I'm doing something hard, but but yes, no. So after watching season 24 together, my husband was just like, babe, I think you should apply. Like, you can win that shit. And I was like, you think so? And he was like, no, like dead ass. You should literally fucking apply. Like, you are smart as hell. Mind you, this is like conversation between me and my husband. He's like, you are smarter than all of those people. You know what I mean? Like, this is just conversation I'm having with my husband. He's like, you smarter than all of those damn people. Like, you super athletic, you super competitive. Like, you are very like, you can be very like conniving and under the radar, but in a way that like people don't expect that from you just based on your personality. Like, I think that you could do. And I was like, oh. And he kept asking me about like the audition, like, did I do? And I was like, no, I didn't. I hadn't done it yet. Kept making excuses for like a week. And then I remember probably like 2 weeks after, I don't know why I'm sitting like this. There's no reason for me to be sitting like this right now. For like 2 weeks after the season finale ended, oh, thank you, Twiggy. After the season finale ended, I woke up one morning and he was like, you should do your hair and makeup today. And I was like, oh, why? I'm thinking we about to have like a cute little date night. I'm thinking it was about to be the vibes. And he was like, I'm going to set up like your camera and your tripod. Like, I want you to do your casting, like do the audition tape for Big Brother. And I was like, okay. He was like, me and Gizmo are gonna leave the house. Gizmo's my dog. He's like, me and Gizmo are gonna leave the house. Like, I'm gonna set it up for you, and I want you to do it. So start doing your hair and makeup. And child, lo and behold, the man then went, set up the tripod, set up the ring light, the whole thing. I came upstairs right in this chair that I'm in now. I started doing my hair and my makeup, and I did my audition tape. It was like a Saturday. We were both obviously still working full time at the time. So it was like a Saturday. It was like a Saturday, and I did it, and it probably took me, I did it in one take. So the version that I ended up using was the one that I originally recorded that I had done in one take. Like, I recorded it, I had done it in one take. It was 60 seconds max. Like, what I ended up turning it was 60 seconds max. I think it was like 59 seconds if I'm not mistaken. It was like 59, 58 seconds, between 58 and 60 seconds. And it was the first one that I done, and I did it straight through, and then like, bam. And then I did other versions of that. I was like, okay, that was kind of cute. Like, I didn't even watch it back. I was like, okay, that was kind of cute. Like, let me just do another couple of them for like good measure to like just make sure. But then as I go back and I start watching the takes that I did, I end up going with the very first one that I had done. I edited on my laptop. I threw in, like, edited the clips and cut out pieces or whatever it was. And then added like a few photos in there, and I submitted it. I submitted the tape. I pressed submit and submitted the little application on CBS.com or, whatever the website is. And I went on about my life. This was in September of last year. I went on about my life. To be honest with you guys, I had no reason to believe that I would ever hear back from Big Brother. Like, I didn't think that I would. Like, I was really doing it because my husband had put so much effort into like setting up the ring light and the tripod, and I just thought it was so cute and so nice that he had done that. I was like, okay, let me just go ahead and like do it. But if I had to do it like on my own volition, I literally probably wouldn't have done it. I legit probably wouldn't have done it. I would have made an excuse, made a reason why not. I would have been, saying, oh, I can't leave for this amount of time because of my hair, yada, yada, yada. This spray is, I hope you can see this. It's by the brand Cara Care. It's the Silken Seal Liquid Sheen. And I just do like I do a spray like this. I'm going to show you on the next. Let me get the next piece of hair. I do one little spray and it literally, you can see how my hair looks. This is all from the spray. And obviously a good flat iron and clean hair. But yes. So yeah, and that's how I applied. That's literally the story behind how I ended up applying for the show. My husband set up the tripod, ring light, all of that shit, and left the house for like an hour, and I just got it done. And it was 60 seconds, and honestly, I didn't overcomplicate it. Like, this is how I spray it. I didn't so it's not that much on there. You really don't need that much because you can't make it too oily. Like, I didn't overcomplicate the process, to be honest with you guys. I sometimes feel like I'm one of those people, I don't know about y'all, but I'm one of those people who is like, I tend not to overly rely in the possibility of like, I don't know. I just don't like to kind of, I don't know how to say this because I don't want to sound pessimistic, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that I don't ever like get my hopes up too high about things. Like, I don't ever get my hopes up too high about things. So that was the mindset in me, like, submitting the tape, doing the tape. Like, I didn't do it with the intention and expectation that I would actually like get casted or like, oh yeah, this is the, this is the tape, this is the one, right? Like, I didn't do it with that in mind. I did it like, they're probably never gonna watch this shit. And I think that, and the reason why I'm saying that is because I know Cam had applied a few times. I think Mama Fee had applied a few times or what have you. And people in general, not just those two, but people in general applying to these type of shows. Oftentimes people apply a lot of times, and I think sometimes what happens is we get so caught up, like, right, we want to see everybody's audition tape, like, oh, what did this person say in their audition tape, or what did this, or what did that, and da-da-da-da-da. And my mindset going into, like, I didn't watch any audition tapes that people had submitted until, like, after I had already submitted mine. And by the time I had watched it, I wasn't obviously going to resubmit another one because I just felt like that was doing too much. 1, 2. And I just don't want it to be any confusion, right? Like, I don't want there to be like, oh, her crazy ass done sent in 5 versions of this. We definitely not, right? So y'all got the version that I sent and that's it. So that's just the mindset I was in. But I didn't watch any audition tapes until like after the fact. Like, I watched Swaggy C's. What is that other boy? I watched Josh Martinez. It's another boy whose name I can't think of. It's another alum whose name I can't think of. Somebody else's that I had seen, that I watched. And when like watching all of theirs, I was like, oh, that's cute. But they were not anything like mine, right? Like the ones that and the ones that I'm talking about are ones that are already on YouTube. So you can go and watch these. This is not like a secret where these are. Swaggy C is on YouTube. I think Josh Martinez is up on YouTube, or was. Like, when I looked at them last year, they were. I don't know if they still are or not, because I haven't checked. But anyways, theirs are on YouTube, or were on YouTube, and I watched them after I submitted mine. And I was like, oh, these are cute. Like, these are nice, but they are not anything like the one that I did. And I said all that to say, I think, like, what ends up happening a lot of times is that, we want to come across as somebody who wants to be casted on these shows. So we feel like we have to be over the top sometimes, right? Oh, thank you guys. My closet is a mess. Everything is hung up, but it's not like organized by any stretch of the imagination. But we want to come across as people who are, so we're like, I'm Mimi and I'm the baddest bitch. I'm going to go in and I'm going to kill this game. I'm going to be the most backstabbing, conniving, cheating little bitch Big Brother has ever seen. And I'm going to walk away with $750,000. And before they fucking know it, I'll be at home and I'll have cashed my check. And that's fucking right. Don't fuck with me. Like, I think sometimes people think that's like the vibe, and I don't know if that's always the vibe. Like, I don't think that's always, like, mine was not like that, is what I'm saying. Like, mine was not like, yes, and I'm the smartest bitch in America, I work in politics, and I'm gonna come on here and school these motherfuckers in the history of politics in this fucking country, and don't fuck with me if you think I'm not gonna win. Like, I wasn't doing all of that. Like, you don't need to do all of that all the time. And I think sometimes people think you need to like do all of that. So I said all that to say there are multiple ways to like showcase your personality that don't include like I'm gonna edit this as a movie audition. Yes, please do. I am the smartest bitch in America. You should call me Mrs. Obama because I am just that bitch. And I'm gonna be the next president of the United States. If you didn't know, you fucking heard it here first. That's right. Not only am I gonna be the next winner of BB26, bitch, I'm also gonna be the next president of the United States. 2024 is my fucking year, bitches. Get your fucking head on straight. What? You heard it here first. Salute. Like, who? I don't know if that's the vibe, y'all. Like, that was not my vibe. I don't know if that's the vibe, but that was not my vibe. That was salute, okay, for president. All of my girls getting order. Let's get information, okay? Like, the salutes. No, I was being funny. I'm not being serious. But I said all that to say, like, I don't think the audition tapes necessarily, like, need to be that. I remember Corey talking about, but it works for who it works for. It's 100% to your point, Michelle. Like, it works for who it works. Gizmo. 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 Something it's wrong with him, okay? Literally something is wrong with him. Okay, Gizmo said, I'm the first dog of the United States. Like, what? Like, but right, to Nisha's point, like, I think that if that's like who you are, the point that I'm saying is that it should not be done in a way that is like performative. Like, if that's your vibe, if you were talking to your friend, like, I showed up as who I am, right? Like, my self-assuredness, my self-confidence, my whatever traits it is that I possess, right? Like, my very logical and rational and reasonable, like, I was all of that. I wasn't like, yeah, bitches, and you know, like you don't necessarily need to do all of that. I wasn't like, yes, Allison, you found your girl, Taylor 2.0, you bitches didn't know. Like, sometimes you don't have to do all of that. I just don't think you need to do all of that. But also, let me add a disclaimer. This is not professional advice. Please don't leave here thinking that this is professional advice. Do whatever feels natural to you. I'm saying what I didn't do. This is just me. I'm saying that's not what Nicole did. I'm not saying that there is a right or wrong way. I don't know why that wasn't a good audition tape. It was. When I watched it, I'm not gonna lie, when I watched the audition tape, I did say to myself, oh, bitch, you ate that. Like, I did when I watched it the first, like, after I watched through all of the takes, after I watched through all of the takes that I had done, went back to the first one, I was like, that one just felt like the one, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, like, I don't know, man. I think I'm a very, like, intuitive person. I think there are some intuitive people out there. Like, have you ever been the kind of person where you just know if some shit is right? Like, I knew that it was the one. Like, I was like, something about this bitch, they're gonna be on your line. Like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, this could be the one where they are, like, on your line about. Like, this could be the one that they may be on your line about, but also in the front of my mind, like the more logical, reasonable part of me is also like, but there is a 75-80% chance that you could never hear back from these people again. But like that 10-15, okay, Miss Cleo is giving Raven Baxter, like that 10-15% in the back of my mind was like, oh bitch, this might be the one. Like, this, you kind of ate that. And so I'm saying all that to say, like, sometimes your self-confidence and your self-assuredness does not necessarily have to come out in a way that's like, yeah, and I'm gonna go, and I am like a super fan of this show. Like, I've been dying to play this game. Oh my god. Like, I've been waiting my whole life to play this game. The fact that I get to play it is like, I am not gonna fuck this up. Like, it sometimes it don't necessarily need to be all of that. Like, sometimes it can come across in different ways. There is more than one way to skin a cat. Have y'all heard that? Anybody from the South in here? Anybody from the Midwest? Anybody got a grandma or grandpa that done told them that before? Like, sometimes it's multiple ways to skin a cat, baby. It's multiple ways to catch a fish. Like, multiple ways. Multiple ways. So, like, keep that in mind. Like, if you are somebody who's interested in applying for this. I don't put anything on my hair to blow dry. Like, I don't actually use any blow drying products to get my hair straightened, just because, to be honest with you, I feel like the more products you use, the heavier your hair gets. And the reason that you can see with my, like, clip-ins, my hair always looks so, like, flowy and big and da-da-da-da-da-da, is because I don't have a lot. Like, I can run my hands through it and it looks and feels so natural because I don't put a lot of product in it. So, literally, the only thing that I use is, like, this, which is the Silk and Seal hairspray that I have here. It's like I don't know, it helps your hair straighten and gives you, like, this nice little sheen. And then I also use this, it's like for split ends. I don't know what brand it is. I don't know where to buy it from. I literally brought it from my beautician out of her shop. But if you wanted to screenshot, there you are. But yeah, so I put this on before I actually do my straightening, and I use this, and that's it. And I use a little bit of hairspray once I put my extensions in. And my holy grail, I'm never using another hairspray for as long as I walk on the face of this earth. Like, hire me, send me a PR package. Sebastian Shaper Plus Spray. Hands down, best hairspray of all time. Hands down. If you like your hair crunchy, this ain't for you. This ain't for you. If you like your hair stiff, this not for you. This not for you. If you don't like running your fingers through your hair and you like for your hands to be like this every time, this ain't for you. This ain't for you. It's Sebastian Shaper Plus hairspray. Sebastian Shaper Plus, and I got this from Marshalls. You see, you got a big red tag on the bottom. I got this one from Marshalls. It probably cost me like $7 or $8. Anytime I see it in Marshalls or TJ Maxx, I'm getting every single one that's in stock, and I'm not having any shame. So if you ever see me walking on the Marshalls or TJ Maxx with 5 cans of hairspray, mind your business. Don't come ask me any questions, because this is the one. That is the one. I'm talking about come hell or high water. When your grandma say come hell or high water, that's the hairspray you need to be wearing. If hell come, better have this. High water comes, you better wear this. Come hell or high water, this is the hairspray that you better have on your hair when you go see Jesus for the first time. You going to see Jesus, that's the hairspray you need to be spraying on your hair before you get there. Before you reach the pearly gates, go ahead and spray it on your hair. Make sure you lay so that you can be presentable for Jesus Christ. Yep, that's the one that you need. That's the one. I've never steered you guys wrong. If you take no hair care tips or advice from me, it is to get the Sebastian Shaper Plus hairspray. and thank me later, because your hair will remain laid come hell or high water. Okay, the only time that hairspray did not hold up was during buddy ball. It was hot as hell outside. It was 175 degrees that day. Mama feet done passed the hell out. It was hot as hell, y'all. Like, it was hot as hell that day. It was so damn hot that day. In none of the competitions that we did we, like, you don't get like drink breaks to just like, oh, we got drink breaks that day. It was breaks of like, all right, y'all go ahead and have y'all something to drink. We got some nice Gatorade. I wasn't even competing. I was sitting on the sidelines. I'm just watching. I'm just looking. It was hot. It was hot that day. It was so damn hot outside that day. And not to mention, there is a tarp over the backyard on the days that we do competitions. I don't know if that's like a secret or not. I don't think that's a secret. I don't know why I got this robe tied. Like, I don't know. But yeah, the days that we have competitions, there is a tarp over the set, because obviously, you know, it never rains in Southern California. But in the event that it does rain in Southern California, the set cannot get wet. So there is a tarp over the backyard on the days that we have competitions in the backyard. And on this particular day, the tarp, in addition to the heat, we were literally like in a greenhouse. Like, it was so damn hot. Like, anytime they would say, oh, like, take a break or whatever, I would literally go to the side, like to the furthest back side of like the set, where it's like a, what is it, like a big backdrop. The COVID love me wanted you to win, but the COVID love is dead. We wanted you to go. I'm screaming. I'm crying. But I go to the back part of the set, like where the backdrop is. Like, a lot of times what y'all see, like these big backgrounds are like backdrops. I go on the back side of that because that's the only side that does not have sun. I take my Gatorade and I'm like, 5 minutes later, I got another Gatorade. Like, girl, it was hot as hell outside that day. It was hot as hell outside that day. Like, don't take me back to that day. But Josh Duhamel was a vibe. And I think, I think he got me feeling like a cowgirl. Girl, Rachel, you see what I'm doing to my hair right now? This is my secret. This is my technique for my clip-ins. I don't even want to really show y'all, because look at all of this. I need my ends clipped. Look at that. All of this right here gotta go. I need my ends clipped. I haven't gotten my ends clipped before I left for the Big Brother house. You got me feeling like a cowgirl. Okay, period, Jules. Shower situation, only one shower in the Big Brother house with the exception of the HOH shower. So technically there are two, but the community shower is just one community shower. Scrolling through, it ain't look like you was drinking Gatorade. Huh? I'm not drinking Gatorade currently. I'm just talking about on the show. I'm not currently drinking anything. I'm just talking to y'all. My husband is great. Let me see. I was reading y'all's questions that y'all had up there earlier. My husband is fine. Everything is fine back on the home front. One thing that I loved about coming home is that when you're in the game of Big Brother, like, you feel like your life has stopped, for lack of better words. This is what I'm using for heat protectant / silkening. Your lifestyle, but everything around you like stays the same. And so I've loved coming back home, and like, my husband is the same, my dog is the same, everything in my house is the same. Like, it has helped me regain some sense of like normalcy, which has been great. I don't think you should stalk the casting directors. What I will say is that, and also, again, this is not professional advice. I am not a professional. I submitted a casting audition tape just like anybody else. I do not know what it was about my audition tape, or I don't know what the casting directors were looking for or are looking for in a house guest. I cannot tell you that. I just submitted my tape and I can just tell you my experience. So I don't want you to take this as a, this is what you absolutely should or shouldn't do. I don't know. But I don't think you should stalk the casting directors. Like, stalking them or finding them on social media and asking them, have they seen your tape? Like, the reality is that the people whose, like, social medias and stuff that y'all have, these aren't even the people that actually, like, go through the tapes. So, like, right? Like, if it's, like, Jesse, Tannen, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you should be like, oh, hey, Jesse, I submitted. Jesse's not, like, doesn't have access to the vault to go in and, like, see everything. So I wouldn't suggest that, based on what I know, allegedly, as far as I know. Like, I don't know that to be 100% fact, but just having worked in a corporate setting, like, there are many levels to a chain of responsibility, and the higher up you are, the less time that you spend doing, like, the nitty gritty work. So I would be surprised, yeah, I would be surprised if the casting directors that you see are actually the ones who are going through audition tapes. I'm sure it's probably somebody else's job to do that. And they probably send them a number of ones that they like. Like, let's say they probably have a number, like 5 or 10, and they send that to the casting director. And from there, I'm assuming this is how it, like, goes. Having worked in corporate America, that's how I would structure it. Right? Like, if I'm a manager or a senior advisor, I wouldn't be going through applications for somebody on my team myself. I would have somebody else do it and then send me the ones that they think are the best, and then I would choose from that. So I don't think, who spoke phony of who all the time? What are y'all talking about? What y'all talking about? One thing about it, two things for certain. Of course, when you were on the block with Felicia, why didn't you try campaigning more? Define campaigning more. Like, what, like, ideally, what do you think that should look like? I'm just curious. Somebody asked that, but it went away. But whoever asked that, what do you think ideally that would look like? I'm just curious from your perspective. What do you think? Favorite combo of the season, it was pressure cooker for me. Rachel, you said that you were in the process for BB20. Oh, girl, that would have been such a good season to be on. How lit would that have been if you were on season 20? Oh my god. Oh my god. That would have been so crazy. Like, gagged. Zentavia said, I was surprised. Favorite BB season is BB14. I was surprised when they kept Mama Fee and sent you home because the plan was to send Felicia home. That was the plan. I wasn't the target that week. Oh, what is this in my hair? Is that just... Oh, I thought it was something in my hair. I'm officially done flat ironing my hair down. I flat ironed all of it. Hi Axel, Kate, Jack, and Sarah. Hi guys. I do listen to Pink Friday. I love Pink Friday. Favorite song... Oh, what's my favorite song on Pink Friday? I really like Barbie Dangerous. Of course, I like Everybody. Leave Me Alone. Is it Leave Me Alone or I Should Have Left or something like that? I love Pink Friday. I'm a Barb, so I love Pink Friday. Hi Joe. Chelsea said, would I play again? I would play again. I would play again. Somebody asked a question that I was answering. Oh, no. Somebody asked me a question, and I wanted y'all to answer the question. Big Difference. I like Big Difference, too. Big Difference is a really good one, too. Honestly, I think it's a good... Let Me Calm Down. Yes. That was the one I was talking about. Let Me Calm Down. I like that one. Honestly, I think that Pink Friday is a really good album. Like, don't... Listen, y'all. My husband told me this, and I need to remember this sometimes when I start to get on here. Oh, thank you so much, John. When I start to get on here and I start to have conversations, I talk a lot of shit. Like, I have very strong, like, ideas and opinions about, like, certain things. So sometimes I need to, like, hold myself back from... Oh, thank you, Mackenzie. I need to hold myself back from, like, really... You know what I mean? Really, are you allowed to have your phone in jury? I don't know, Peyton, because I didn't make it to jury. I was evicted right before jury, which is crazy because I was there for 65 days, which is insane. But yeah. Yes. Sometimes I need to, but no, you are not allowed to have your phone in jury, though, to answer your question. No, but I wasn't in jury, so to answer your question. But yes, my husband saved me because sometimes I get a little too, I start to go, you know, a little far off the deep end. Like, I'm not really on my rocker. My rocker is on its last leg. Like, I'm halfway off my rocker. Something in my brain is, you know, twisted. Here's a little twisted. Oh, Vic, thank you. I miss you. Love you. It starts sounding like a hater. Okay, I get to talking some shit real quick, and everybody be like, oh, well, damn. I didn't know that you felt. I really don't feel strongly about it, but since we're here playing devil advocate, let me tell you about it. Like, let's get into it, since you know so damn much. I like to start breaking it down from the nitty gritty, right? I was a born hater, okay? Because I like to get shit straight. Let's really get into it. Let's really get into it. But yeah, so I had to listen. When I tell y'all that you would have made jury if Cameron didn't come back. The zombie week was my least favorite week in the house. Obviously, that was a terrible week. I think that everybody. Well, first of all, we were there. By that point, we were there. We were halfway through the season. Oh, ring light cut off. We were halfway. Let me put my flat iron up, y'all. Sorry, I don't want it to get too hot. We were halfway through the season, or 50-something days in by that point. Hi, Hannah. We were 50-something days in by the time the zombie week battle back had happened. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm doing that. Jag had been saved by the power like a week or two before then. And then we were having the battle back. And so it was literally still like 11. We were like past day 50. And there were still literally 11 people in the house, which is a lot of fucking people. Day 50. Like, it was so many people in the house. There were 11 of us. And it was frustrating because day 50 at this point, I was there for 9 weeks in total. By this point, we've spent 6 or 7 weeks here. There's still 11 people. Like, we've been here for a long time, but it doesn't feel like there is any, Hi, Ben. There is any forward movement or progress, if that makes sense. Like, we've been here for 6 weeks and there have only been 4 people that have gone home, and it's day 50 plus, and there are still 11 of us, and we are supposed to be here for 100 days. And every week it gets harder and harder to see like a clear pathway to the end of this game. Like, just being realistically, like every single week it gets harder to find a pathway to the end, because every week you know you making it by the skin on your teeth. And we make it to day 55. I'm evicted on day 65, so we make it to day 55, 57, 58, what have you. And the zombie battle back, at this point, they've lived in the house for a week before either of them is evicted and end up being Jared. And yeah, it was just like the whole week that they were there, no votes happened, no anything happened. So we're sitting here for another week and nobody goes home. And then the next week comes and one of them are going home and then one of them are staying. It's Cam. Cam ends up winning that We Come in Pieces HOH. Why do I literally remember the days, the HOH names, the veto names? Like, I never study out loud. Somebody asked me this on one of my lives. Somebody was like, why didn't we ever see you studying out loud? I never study out loud in the house because I never wanted anybody to know exactly how much information that I knew. Like, a lot of my strategy was wrapped up in me being unassuming and not coming across as a threat. That was my whole shtick. Like, I I guess from my perspective, I always grew up feeling like, right, like I'm kindergarten, I'm reading on a third grade level. I'm this and that, da 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 da. I done skipped the grade in high school. I graduated high school at 16, bachelor's degree at 20, working on Capitol Hill at 22. Like I'm the self-proclaimed genius that, whatever. Like I've always been that. So me like studying out loud and like trying to show everybody how much I knew, I didn't think was a good strategy for me. And I don't even know why I'm talking about this. I said all of this to say that Cam won the Week Come in Pieces HOH, which is the HOH that happened after the zombie week. And I remember the name of it because I remembered everything. Like I knew I was making it to the end of that game, and every day, every game, every comp, who won, who got evicted, which order, like all of that I had remember. And I had memorized. And no, you don't get any tools to study. You can't bring any pencils or notepads or anything into the house, or write anything down. So I just from memory and like just repeating it to myself. So sometimes I would literally just sit in a room and like everybody would be talking, and as people are talking and like distracting me, like the background noise, I'm using it as like a distraction mechanism so that like in a game time moment I can like make a split decision and not be impacted by like the distractions, if that makes sense. Kirsten said, did I applied, Kirsten. I didn't get recruited. But yeah, what y'all having a whole conversation though? What are y'all saying? If Final Five was Heisem, Riley, Izzy, Mimi, and Corey, the season would have ate. Oh, girl, that would have been a fight to the death. Would have been a fight to the death. I was not on Survivor. I was on Big Brother. I was not on Survivor. I was on Big Brother. Let's see. Wait, y'all are having a whole conversation, but what are y'all talking about? I'm trying to catch up to what y'all talking about, and it's moving. Y'all talking about Cam versus Izzy? Wait, what are y'all talking about? Or Cam versus Corey? You should apply. I encourage you to apply. I had the greatest time. Yes, it's the show with the live cameras. Yep, they can see all of our moves in the house. Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks, Mackenzie. Mackenzie said that casuals didn't think you were a game player, but the feed watchers know. Oh, thank you. I mean, well, listen, this is the thing about it. The reality of this, the reality of that is that when we're in the house, you are literally just like living, playing the game, etc. Like, as in we don't know what is being shown or what's not being shown in the edited episodes, or what's being shown, and not being shown on the live feeds. Like literally whenever you're in a room, the cameras are pointing toward you when you're in that room. So like, I don't know that the cameras are being pointed at me, but they're not on the live. You know what? Like, I don't know that, or I don't know that, this is happening, but it's not being shown. I don't know any of that. I'm just living and playing the game and doing this and doing that. Like I didn't know a lot of what was or what wasn't going on, obviously, until I got out of the house. And yeah, and then you find out like, oh, well, I didn't. So I don't know. Tez, you missed the conversation about all of the application video. Mine was 60 seconds and it was fun. Girl, you were clocking everyone always. Not once were you wrong about anyone. Period. You know what? Honestly, I'll be honest with you guys. I think that for me, I love Heisem, and I said that I've said this, but one of my biggest regrets in the game is not solidifying the final two with Heisem earlier. And had we had that final two, I would have. Yes, I'm back in DC. I would have been able to. I think at least warn him that maybe his brassness was being misinterpreted. And I'm saying brass for lack of a better words, but maybe his personality and some of the things that he has said were being taken taken the wrong way. And that was something that he could have cleaned up a little bit, because I didn't think that, the speech that he made during the Riley's nomination week, I didn't think that it was enough for us as in my alliance to want to target him over. Just because I really liked Tyson as a person. So that's first and foremost. I really like Tyson as a person. We had so many just like smart and intelligent conversations in the house, and it's so crazy to me. Thank you, Lainey. It's so crazy to me that I didn't pick up on the fact that he was a doctor. And what's even more crazy is that we all believe that Luke was a dentist. And like, girl, Seanzilla said, but he still calls y'all the leftovers. And let me speak on that, Sean. See, I think everybody thought Luke was a dentist. Like, we were fully convinced that Luke was a dentist. Like, oh, thank you. Somebody said I was smart and terrific. That's so sweet. When the Heisem said that we were leftovers and that we weren't going to win anything or whatever, Mama Fee and Miss Cerie and Izzy, they were all, and even Jared, I think maybe, I can't remember who was all in the room at that time. And they were all saying to me, like, Heisem said this, and he said that, we are leftovers, and he didn't really want to be aligned with us, and he's trying to align with other people, and he said that we aren't going to win anything, so that's the reason why we should turn on him. And for me, just to be honest, I don't really care about that. Like, I think a lot of times what messes people up in these games is that we think that we are being more objective than we actually are, but what's really happening is that we are moving on emotion as opposed to moving on logic. And that is just who I am outside of the game. Like, I'm not moved by anything that happens emotionally. Like, the only time I'm going to be moved by something that happens emotionally is if it's my husband or my mom. Yes, with Julie Chen, friend. Yes, welcome. We've been waiting for you to join us. Yes, the show with Julie Chen. So I think that a lot of and this is just me speaking in general, but I think a lot of what happens is that people take things emotionally or take them as like a personal attack and then use that as justification for why they cannot work with somebody. And I'm not like that. Like, me working in politics, whatever your political affiliation is, right? You and I can have different political affiliations and still be able to come together and work together on something that is going to be for the greater good, right? Like, working in politics, I don't always get the luxury of working with people who are like-minded, who look like me, who are from where I'm from, who are, you know what I mean? Like, I don't get the luxury of doing that all the time. And that's the same in the Big Brother house. So Heisem calling us leftovers and saying we weren't going to win anything. For me, in my mind, I always remember thinking you were out of the game when you were. Wait, what? Oh, you thought I was out of the game when I was in the house. But yeah, I don't move on that. Like, I don't, and even when, let's just say what I found on Brown Sugar Babes wasn't the real thing, right? Like, Jared and Miss Cerie want to evict Mama Fee over Izzy. Me not telling Mama Fee this information for 3 days, and then me even telling her, once I told her, and me even saying to her, like, listen, we can't let them know that we know this, and or we can't move differently, because if we do, that doesn't put us in, that doesn't help us at all, right? And that's because for me, I can still work with you to get towards a mean to an end, and still recognize that there may be some discrepancies within the relationship that may need to be addressed at a later date. So again, said all that to say, because that was a long way of me saying that I don't care what Tyson said. Like, I didn't care what he said while he was in the game. I don't care what he said outside of the game. Like, to me, that was not a reason to target him. Like, and so, so he said we couldn't win anything. And this is my thing about stuff like that, right? And even like coming out of the house, right? And then getting on social media even and on social media, and people, when you get out, productions are like, social media, be careful, and people can even come. I cannot care strongly about what somebody thinks or feels about me from somebody who does not know my true abilities. So that's why I'm saying that I don't care. So if you're saying like, oh well, you shouldn't have trusted Hyson because he said this thing, I'm like, I can't not trust somebody for having an opinion on my abilities when they are not really aware of the full extent of my abilities. Like, Hyson doesn't know for a fact that I was or wasn't capable of winning a competition. Like, Hyson's not God. He can't say that definitively, and because he said that means that's the truth. And now, right? Like, you get what I'm saying? And even coming out and getting on social media, people say things about, like, just because you said that does not mean definitively that it's the truth or it's something that I need to defend or something. Like, I'm just not that kind of person. Like, I just don't care that much. Somebody said drama after BB iconic. You so silly. Why is everybody going on live all of a sudden? I think people are just excited to interact with the fans, honestly. Like, I think so. I think people are just excited. Oh, we were just talking about Hyson. True, but he still would have been working against y'all. So maybe getting rid of him was good for your game. I mean, maybe. Maybe he would have been working against us. Maybe he wouldn't have. I don't know. I can't say for certain. But did I think that the comment that he made, for me, was it a strong enough comment for me to want to target him? For me, it wasn't, because I just didn't care that much.